Is it visible, the screen?
Yes.
Okay, all right. Okay, so good morning, good evening to everyone. In Malaysia now, as I mentioned, it is, what is the time now? Is 12:30 midnight. Anyway, so we enjoyed the conference. We have many new known faces. All right. So my name is Rafikul Islam, and my student Deven Krishnan is actually joined to work. The title of our paper is, as you can see, Enhancing Financial and Strategic Performance of an Oil and Gas Company. So it is actually a case study because it pertains to only one company. So we cannot generalize the finding, but it was in-depth study. I will be just giving the summary of the findings briefly, just within 10 minutes. Um, the main objective of this work was how to increase the performance of a company, oil and gas company in Malaysia. And now the performance are of two types. For any company, performance are of two types, namely financial performance and non-financial performance. Here, the non-financial performance we have termed as strategic performance. And there are many factors, obviously, which will influence the performance. And one of the things which we have concentrated is the core competency. So if the companies, they capitalize, they leverage the core competency of their company, then obviously they can enhance. Now the question is, company has to identify what are the core competencies. It may not be that straightforward, it may be hidden. Sometimes we may not know what is our actually the core competency. So the objectives were to explore core competencies, then competitive advantage, and how do we measure financial performance and also strategic performance. So that was the exploration. So exploration means it is a qualitative study. And after that, we applied AHP to prioritize. So the second objective is to prioritize the core competency, meaning that the company, where should the major focus should be placed so that the company reap the maximum benefits in terms of enhancing the performance of the company. And at the end, we developed a model involving these four constructs, namely core competency, competitive advantage, financial performance, and strategic performance. So the core competencies are defined in many ways by many people. So this is one of the definitions. Just core competencies are assets and skills that are knowledge-based, distinctive, firm-specific, and difficult to imitate. So that's why it is a core. It is unique for the particular company. And core competencies are the sources of backbone of competitive advantage. So in order to gain competitive advantage by the company, they have to strategize, they have to strengthen their core competencies. On the other hand, competitive advantage is the firm's ability to perform better than its competitors, who may lead to higher level of profitability among rivals. Financial performance and strategic performance we all know, but it will be measured using the findings which we got from the qualitative study. Now, as I mentioned that this is a mixture of qualitative study and AHP. AHP is a quantitative study. So it is a mixed mode research. In the first page, we did the qualitative because that was exploration. So the data were collected using semi-structured interview. The sample size were only 10. And that is quite good enough for semi-structured interview. It is a purposive sampling. Purposive sampling sample size is usually not that high. Usually it's around 10 to 20. That's considered as enough. So these 10 participants were break up the 2 general manager, 6 senior managers and 2 managers. Then downstream, upstream. In the oil and gas industry, we have the downstream business and also upstream business. Downstream means down to the selling until to the selling point to the consumers. And upstream means it is the oil exploration. It is engineering area. Okay, so this part. So I have already mentioned the respondents' demography. Now, the exploration regarding core competencies, we used thematic analysis because it's a qualitative analysis. So one of the well-known analysis to analyze qualitative data is called thematic analysis, championed by Brown and Clark in 2006. So the analysis, the final outcome, we zeroed talent management. It underwent several kinds of phases. So finally, we came to these 4 points. We call theme regarding core competencies. So it's a talent management, then operational skills, operational knowledge and skills, strategic initiative, managing an integrated oil and gas company. So these pertain to core competency. Regarding competitive advantage, the 4 themes came up: technological innovation, experienced workforce and low labor cost, strong cash and good financing ratings and resources. Regarding financial performance, how do we measure any companies, particularly this company, not any company, particularly this company, how do we measure financial performance? So the respondents said ultimately 4 themes: EBITDA, which stands for earnings before interest, tax, depreciation, and amortization. NPAT, which stands for net profit after tax. Then IRR slash NPV, then growth. Regarding strategic performance, which are basically non-financial performance, the first one was found to be HSE, which stands for health, safety, and environmental performance, plant reliability, brand recognition, product quality, service quality, and teamwork. So these were 6. There were 6 themes pertaining to strategic performance for this oil and gas company. So for the quantitative stage where we applied AHP to prioritize the factors, the themes under these 4 constructs. So there were 31 respondents. These respondents are divided into upstream and downstream. Upstream, there were 13%, using again is a purposive sampling. And downstream, the sample size were 18. And the right side, as you can see, there are 7 executives, 4 general managers. It's a very big company in Malaysia, actually. Senior manager 7 and manager 13. And we used super decision software. So as you can see here, the first hierarchy, for the first thing so that company can concentrate on the edge of their scare. So here pertains to the financial performance as well as non-financial performance. And these are the competitive advantage and core competency all actually were explored through qualitative study, that is the interview. The analytic hierarchy process was found to be 67% weightage. They share 6 performance is 32.3%. health, safety, and environment. All right. Can you please hear me?
Yes, Rafikul, now we can hear.
Hear me? Hello.
Rafikul, your
Yeah.
your presentation is stopped. You
Yeah.
are
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
present your screen.
Okay.
And now it's okay. So,
Now back.
Yes.
Yes.
Uh,
Okay. I'm so sorry for this technical hiccup. Anyway, let's proceed. The next slide. It seems to be slide. I have some problem. Okay. Now it's working. All right. So this one I have done. Now, core competency with respect to financial performance. The most important with respect to growth, the most important is strategic initiative, followed by talent management, and then next one is managing an integrated oil and gas company, and then finally operational knowledge and skills. I'm not going to speak about all the details because of the time. Core competency with respect to strategic performance, that means non-financial performance. And here the priorities are quite different compared to the financial performance. So now when we combine the core competency with respect to competitive advantage and performance, then we get the global view. So for this national oil and gas company, the most important core competency is operational knowledge and skills. So the company management should be or expected to be paying more attention to operational knowledge and skills, followed by strategic initiative, talent management, and then managing an integrated oil and gas company. I repeat, so this is actually the final finding. So in order to enhance performance of this company, they should be capitalizing their core competency in this particular order. Firstly, operational knowledge and skills. Secondly, strategic initiative. Then talent management. And finally, managing an integrated oil and gas company. So the conclusion is that the study identifies and prioritizes the organization's constructs and develop a hierarchy model depicting the relationship among the constructs. So I have already mentioned that the core competencies and then competitive advantage uh, and their positions, their priorities as well. As usual, there are some limitations. In our case, we are not exception. So this study sampled 31 respondents, which are sufficient, but we did not could not include some departments. For example, human resource, finance, and legal departments, there were no representatives. So that could be one limitation. And some of the respondents, they were not very happy, and they gave their opinions, but we sense that that may not be their true judgments, because they said that it is too complicated questionnaire and too many pairwise comparisons. In fact, the number of pairwise comparisons was 173. So the future work, we propose that this framework, research framework, can be extended to some other oil companies operating in the country, like Shell, ExxonMobil, Saudi Aramco, PetroChina, etc. And we also view that the criteria which we have considered, the interaction may not be linear. It may be, there can be some feedback, meaning that it can be the ANP instead of AHP, ANP can be applied to capture their interrelationship. So these two we propose for future, these avenues we propose for future research. So thank you very much for your attention. Okay, so any question?
Hi,
Yes.
Rafikul.
Yeah, Valerio.
Yeah, it is
Okay.
very interesting case presentation. Thank you very much.
You're
Give
most welcome.
insight. And actually, what I was thinking, your work with focus on oil and gas company, but it may be possible the same to other sector. Like I was thinking of food and
Yeah,
agriculture.
yeah, yeah.
No, only the core competencies and the criteria you have done is quite applicable
Yes,
to
yes.
other
There
sectors.
are some. Yeah, proceed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
water, drinking water,
So
and wine.
actually,
You can you have got experience on working multiple sectors, so the same work could be possible to recommend something for other specific sectors. That would be great. Yes, please,
Uh,
difficult.
actually, there are some across companies. When you talk about companies, across companies, there are some common things. There are some unique things. You know, especially if it's a national level company, like say oil and gas company, organization behavior wise, of course, there will be talent management, which is common to every company. But there are certain factors which could be very unique to the nature of the oil industry. So this particular company, as you have seen, that the talent management is not the number one core competency. Whereas for some other company, I'm unable to give the name at this moment, but you know that there are many companies, many types of companies. For some particular company, maybe talent management could be the number one. All right. So we need to, and we cannot generalize, as I mentioned, that this is a case study. So the case study findings are usually not generalizable because the sampling is not probability sampling. It is a purposive sampling. So I will suggest that it has to be, if it is a particular other type of industry, then some similar research should be carried out in the similar line. So that is my suggestion.
Thank you very much. Yeah,
Okay.
well, I appreciate it.